Alright guys, today we're gonna drop the strut shocks on this XMAXx for speed ones. So this is the front of the truck, so we want this one to be like that. And the back one is also gonna be the same thing but a little bit. So the truck is gonna sit from the front down, the back ass is gonna be a little higher. So we're gonna remove all four shocks. We're gonna put these tubings inside. They should fit perfectly. So I got two for the front, which are a little bit longer. I'm gonna straighten them up. Two for the back, a little bit shorter. That's what we got it. So they're gonna go inside on the inner end of it, and the hole, the bore has to fit. That has to fit through it. Anyways, we're gonna remove all four shocks, and we're gonna keep them in order. The front one has to stay to the front. The back one has to stay to the back. So let's begin this little guy. So all we need to do is take off the screws here. Okay, I'm gonna get the correct size here. Okay, that is the correct size. So there's a bolt here. Just make sure you don't lose anything. And a bolt there. So you have to do that to all four shocks. And then this pin, you should be able to push this pin out from the back end, just like this one right here. See that? And the shock will come out from the tower here. And do the same thing here. It's gonna be a little bit tougher, but same thing. Okay, let's see. I can't see that end, but it's all gonna be done by. There you go. And this baby comes out. So do that to all four. Make sure you save everything, keep everything in order. And once we have everything out, we're gonna begin the job. Okay, so I labeled them. So make sure you label them. I'll put small little markings. I put F on the top, so it's front, I know. And what we're gonna do is we got a cup here. So we got a small little bolt down here. Should remove that bolt. And you should be able to take this guy off, just like that. Spring comes out. We do need to take this bottom end of the shock over here, so we do need to grab this with something, but you do not want to damage this, otherwise you will have a leaking shock. But what we're going to do is, meanwhile, before we take that apart, I am going to go grab something, and probably a glove, a broken glove, and reattach it with that. Okay, I went and got me something. Hopefully this works. So what we're going to do is try to grab it from the lowest point and grab it. So, and the shaft turns with it. Yep, it turns with it. Okay, I'm gonna have to work something else up with this guy. So this is attempt number 2. I went and got me one of the little guys, the sleeve, and that way, look at that, fits perfectly on it. And I just could have put a hole right through the center. And now we have a rubber piece, and it should hold. And that doesn't hold. That's why you're gonna need a tool for this guy. They do sell a special tool for these. Let's see if you can get one of those. So I am gonna manage to get this off somehow, some way. Once we get it off, we'll come and drain it. Okay, if you manage to squeeze the heck out of it, you should be able to turn this off. And once it's loose enough, let's take off our rubber piece here. We should be able to do it by hand. There you go. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys how to do one, but after that, do all four. So there is a seal in here. So be careful with that. Let's hold this straight for now. And this baby's gonna be running fast this summer. So that blue little seal right there, make sure you don't lose it. Make sure you don't damage it. And make sure you put it back the same way. And watch this. Whoops. Only had about like 6 runs to drive around with this truck. And shouldn't be that big of a mess here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this thing drain out completely. Just let it sit there so it don't bother us. So we're going to do the front 2 shocks first. Same thing. Let's get this guy off. We should be able to. Ah, come on. It's holding on to this guy. Sometimes you gotta hit things. There you go. And spring comes off. Same thing. Put this on. We're gonna grab the heck out of this. Super hard. And put something in here. Allen key. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna get this guy off as well. And then I'm gonna show you guys what we're gonna do after that. So I got this baby off as well, and you're gonna take off the top. Same process. Same process here. There you go. And let me put my drill in this angle so the cup just doesn't slide off. Even if you want to leave it overnight, you can leave it overnight. But we're not going to go that far. I'm going to go get a rag. Okay, tissues will do. So now the process here is we're going to push this shaft in all the way, and you're going to try to get it out of the other end just like that. So your hands are going to get a little messy. That's fine. Let's put this back so it can keep draining. Okay, I'm going to grab this guy. So remember, this is the front. Make sure the heads are equal, perfect. Okay, so you're going to get this guy on. See how that fits? The hard part is going to be trying to get this guy all the way in. Maybe we can use this little guy here. If you close up the end. And push this baby in. There you go. So what's going to happen here is the shock is not going to come all the way down. It's going to hold up the base of it. So we're going to put this guy back in now. Make sure none of your seals has fallen out. That's how simple it is. See that? Look at the difference. Look at the difference on that, and look at the difference on this. That's what we want. Okay, so now we just take one of these and we screw it back on. Okay, we'll put this little guy on. And we'll squeeze this. Turn, turn, turn. So once it's locked in, that's it. Okay, so next what we're going to do here is I'm going to clean up my hands, so I'm going to come back. Okay, next step, I want these shocks to be super clean because we used to bash them. So make sure you don't get any dirt in there. So that's that. So we're going to let this guy sit over here. So make sure you have a good base here. We're going to fill this out with oil, okay? So to fill this out with oil, you can put a new oil in or use the same one or put a thicker oil, whatever you want to do. Make sure, okay. And then you need to push up and down, push up and down. So you can get all the air out of there. You see how it went down now? Look at that, it's pretty much empty down there now. It's going all the way in. I'm gonna put some more. That's how you guys are gonna fill this, okay? Make sure you don't leave any air in it or it's gonna be spongy. Give it good time so all the bubbles and air can get the hell out of here so it can escape. We're gonna let this baby sit here somewhere, just like that. It's not going nowhere, no worries. So what we can do is work on another one. Just get this second one. So if you guys want to see my speed ones this summer, you're just gonna have to subscribe to my channel, and we're gonna meet with the truck in the field this summer. I'm trying to get some foam tires from the banana guy, but he hasn't responded to me. I mean, he did respond, but he said get back to him at the end of the month, which is end of February, but I don't want to be waiting around if I'm gonna get them or not. So I even try to get some foam, some type of foam, and build my own foam tires, but I'm still giving them a chance. We still got a few days before I contact them. It's only 21st today. So let's go. So we got that guy in, and we're gonna stick this back in. Okay, very simple. That's how simple it is. So I'm gonna get that second piece ready to go right here. So I'll lock that up, no worries. So we'll lock this guy up. But right now, let's get our oil in there. Again, let the air escape. See, the whole thing went down. That is the key. That is the key to get all the air out of there and maximize. So I'm gonna have to get a little bit more oil. Seems like I'm gonna need more oil. I'm gonna let these things sit over here for a good half an hour, and then we're gonna come back and finish up the job. And the process is same for the back one. Just remember the tubing is a little bit smaller because the back end of the truck is gonna sit higher than the front, so the truck will be tilted from the back up. And that's the whole process. A lot of people like to, I'm gonna measure it, I'm gonna leave it like that, because if you're gonna drop the truck to a certain point, a lot of people, before they put the oil in, they would put everything back, assemble everything back on, and put it on the truck and see what it looked like. Do it again and again, but this seems to work for me right here, this process, so we're gonna do it in that way. Anyways, I'm gonna do the same thing for the back, and then we'll put them back on the truck, and you will see the difference. Okay, so we got this baby all ready. I want you to check this out. These two are for the back. This one here, look at the difference. You see that little bit of a difference right there? This is for the front. And this is also for the front. So the truck is going to come down, plus it's going to sit about a half an inch more down for the front than the back. That's what it is. So we're going to leave these two in the back. So the reverse procedure is the same thing. Put them in, and then at the end we will adjust this to the maximum what we feel it good at. So pretty much it's going to be all the way to the bottom, so it's nice and tight. Anyways, when I'm done, we'll put it down flat on the surface. All done, boys and girls. Now you can see this is the front end. It's completely flush. It's like flat. The back one I can see a little bit. It's a little bit into an angle. So remember these. I gotta get rid of this. So these little bolts, the bottom ones are short screws, the top ones are longer screws, and everything's back together. And we're gonna do the final touches once we get the tires. We're gonna adjust the shocks to make it nice and stiff. If you want to change the oil, put 100. It's all up to you. But we're all set. But let's put this baby down. Okay, there you go. Nice and flat. This truck is gonna be flying. Yeah, that's what we want. Thank you for watching, guys, and stay tuned till I get the tires. And don't forget to see this baby in action. We got the XLX2 1100 kV motor in there.